What's going on, everybody? So obviously you are probably wondering where I've been for the past week. Well, truth be told, I've been waking up every single morning sitting here looking at the market, looking to trade, but I seriously haven't found a single trade in the past week that looked good enough for me to take it. So I've been really just sitting here watching the market. So obviously no weekly recap, but I do have a monthly recap I'd like to go over. So, for the total of August, I had the worst month that I've ever had. I think that it has to do something with... Let me pull this up. Something with how slow it is, probably not taking the greatest of all setups. Sitting around, possibly getting impatient. I think another thing for this weekly here, as soon as it loads, finally. I also included this July 31st for my month of August because I believe that it was a Monday. Yeah, it was a Monday just at the start of that whole week, so I decided to include it anyway. So that added, another $117 loss. But I mean, overall for the actual month of August, I'm down 216. I had that really bad week here where I was 0 for 7, and I mean, let's see, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had 5 trades of my, so that's 12. 5 of my 12 losers all hit my stop loss and then some, which obviously is horrible. So earlier at the beginning of the month, I was talking about my August goals. I'll read them back. One was be aggressive when the time is right. Your no drawdown trades are your best trades. Use that to your advantage. Protect your capital when the market tells you to do so. Dump your bad trades and move on to the next one, and move your stop loss up on great setups. So obviously, really most of those, I never got a chance to be aggressive. My no drawdown trades, I don't even know if I had any no drawdown trades this month. Max drawdown, so that was an immediate loser. This was basically an immediate loser. You can definitely tell by the time too. I mean, that was a really quick win. Most of these, less than 10 minutes that I'm being in these trades here. So another thing is I actually got a mentor, and we've been going over a ridiculous amount of information. So that kind of information will become coming up in some other videos, but right now I want to talk about August, and obviously in August I didn't really have a mentor or anything. So my trading style is definitely going to be changing quite a bit, I'd say. I've pretty much come to the conclusion that I've been trading like a scalper, even though I haven't exactly known that I've been a scalper. But my mentor kind of helped me realize that the way that I've been trading is, I'm not going to say it was the incorrect way to trade, but there's absolutely a better way to be trading the way that I am trading. A lot of it has to do with risk-reward ratios. I'm always been going for that 1-to-1. And I mean, clearly I only had one trade this entire month back at the beginning of the month that even hit my 1-to-1. The rest of them, I got 4 winners out of, what was that, 16 trades. So I mean, terrible numbers here. Really, 25% win rate, $60 in commission. I mean, total loss on the month was $400, and I didn't even trade for 2 of the weeks. So this week was a killer. What's going on here? What is going on? I think I clicked some buttons or something. Yeah, this whole week here was just August 7th. For August 10th, I lost $300 on it, so it definitely wasn't a good week at all for that instance there. That was 3/4 of my entire losses for the month, so definitely need to update my goals. I'll probably, come next week, I'll start a little bit earlier with my pre-market stuff that I talk about on my sheet. I'll come up with some September goals, things to work for. But I didn't have a chance to be aggressive. Didn't really have any chances to let my no drawdown trades run because I didn't trade that much at all this entire month. You can see, even in July I took half as many trades here. So I need to protect my capital when the market tells me to do so. Clearly did not do that. And again, I think that has to do with just the way that I've been trading. You know, I make my stop losses so tight, and the way that I'm putting in my position size, I'm either going to lose everything because there's no time to let me analyze the market to be able to cut my losses faster. I mean, the way that I've been trading is I'm either going to win, or I'm either going to cut my losers too fast, and then they end up going back in my favor because I'm really not giving the stock enough time, enough space to run to even see if it's going to play out in my favor. And again, I think that just has to do with my strategies. So I mean, a lot's going to be changing in September, especially through the mentorship, the way that I'm looking at things in the market. Dump my bad trades and move on to the next one. Well, I dumped my bad trades, but I didn't dump them in the sense that it saved me any money, so that was another mistake, another goal that I didn't hit. And move my stop loss up on great setups. Again, I think one thing that I should do is I should go back over, rewatch my videos. In fact, yeah, I'll do that. I gotta go to work here, but when I come back home, I'll go over these videos here, and we'll see what exactly was going right, what was going wrong. So I have a big review session in that sense, and yeah, even then I can come up with some September goals, things to work for as I'm doing that. So overall, bad month. Still learning, still trading. Got a mentor now, so things definitely will be looking up in the future. Lots of work to do as always. So guess once I get back home later tonight, I'll have a big review session and I'll pick it up from there. Alright, so what's up everybody? I'm gonna do my review session. I did do a little bit of a review last night going into some things, but I guess OBS didn't record my microphone here, so I'm just gonna redo the videos that I was looking at. So obviously you can see I was looking at DVAX here, ended up taking a gap long. I know at some point I'll get to it here. This is TradingView, which my mentor introduced me to, which is an incredible charting tool that I use now. I didn't realize how bad I was at charting until I really opened this up. I didn't realize how bad I had it just using, you know, Lightspeed or Thinkorswim or anything else that I'm using. So I mean, I use this pretty much every single day now. So obviously the first thing I noticed about this stock is it gapped right up into that $17 area, which you can see all of this resistance was. So I took a gap into some resistance, which is obviously a big no. So I wrote down some of my mistakes that I made from last month, being August, that I need to work on. And so the first thing that I wrote down is taking gap trades into resistance, which is obviously not a good idea. Clearly you can see that it turned off against me. I was looking at Starbucks again, and I had to pause the video because I was looking at trying to figure out how to speed it up again. So the first thing I noticed about this is a falling wedge. That another thing my mentor has been teaching me is about patterns and more pattern recognition. I used to know, you know, I knew what a falling wedge was, I knew what a rising wedge, you know, triangles, all that sort of thing. I don't know, for some reason I just didn't really pay attention to it. Like, I knew they existed, I knew that some people used those kinds of things in the strategies that they were using. For some reason I decided to say that, well, those aren't really a part of my strategy, so I'm just going to ignore them altogether, which clearly is the wrong idea, because the bigger players that are using these, playing the stocks that are in play for the day, you know, they use those patterns and they play off of those patterns, and so you always want to be on the same side of those big guys. So if they're looking at that pattern and you're not, well, you're going to be totally out of the picture, having no idea what's going on or why your trade's going against you. So for the Starbucks trade, I'm trying to short it at 54, which was yesterday's close, and I'm also trying to short a falling wedge, which is a bullish pattern. You can see I drew it a little bit better through TradingView here. Much cleaner there. Yeah, you can see it kind of rose up a little bit here, but obviously didn't dip. Took a little bit for it to really break out, move back up, touching the VWAP, which the VWAP is another thing that my mentor is introducing me to, which I got a lot of practice and studying to do around that. So there'll be the VWAP trades will come much later in the coming weeks and months of me trading. It's just kind of, I gotta get a bigger idea of what I'm really doing around that area. Then that third trade that I took was that VLO for a a top reversal. You can see it's not a terrible trade because it's up around this resistance here. I think it was July 31st. So I think it was this candle right here. You can see I'm shorting it around the some good resistance points up here. Every time it's been up there, it's been pulling straight back down. I think my issue with this one was I got in it too early. So you can see it's at this 69.20 area where it was really hitting that target at, and I'm shorting it way too early. There's, it's got another 40-50 cents on it before it even gets to that level, so I'm shorting it a little bit too early. I would have liked to see it move up a little bit more, because right now I'm just playing the pattern. I'm not really playing the daily. So for the first day in review that I was looking at, just the July 31st, because I included that at the beginning of my month just because it was a Monday starting off the week. So just the first three, I wrote down mistakes made, taking gaps into resistance. I traded against the pattern and I got in too early. For the reversal trades, I need to let it get to that daily point. So now I need to find the next day.
What's up, everybody?
This is the 19th. That's not it. Let's go July 31st. Then we got August 1st. Okay, August 1st I took LL for a gap and go, so I must have taken out right at the opening bell. Got a nice decent winner out of it. Risk was below the whole number in at the 40 cents. Ended up getting way up there, almost got 80 cents on it. Looks like it never turned against me, and I got out about 40 cents in when I could have gotten another 40 cents on the trade. I probably took a partial in there somewhere, which is why my numbers are a little skewed. So first I just want to look at the trade and see what happened here. Also, I'm drawing my trend lines way off now. Trend lines need to be drawn around the bodies, not the wicks anymore. Haven't learned yet as to why that is, but that's what we've been doing, so that's what I need to keep doing now. So obviously looking at it. Jeez, where we go? Okay. Here was the opening. Looks like it really moved really quickly here. I took it right at the open, the first minute candle here. And then it just starts really moving up here. So there's at 81. I've already hit my target profit, and then it really pulls all over the place here. I think it's way up there. Okay. So let's see if we can see it slower. Okay, so we're going super slow here. So it bumps up like 40 cents here in the blink of an eye, and we still got bids on it. This is a point where I need to be looking to take profits. It looks like I'm trying to take 50 shares off it, so I don't know. I guess I'm really holding out for something here. Dips a little bit, and then we get the big pullback finally. And then now I click the button and I get out at 90, and I still got 25 shares left. So I mean, that stock moved 30 cents above my target profit, which is huge. And I let it, well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it pulled back so quick. I should have absolutely looked to take a profit, whenever it was above that 31, but I guess it moved a little bit too fast for me here, and end up getting me out. But what I want to check here, so this was LL around that area. So I go to Trading View, I look at LL. We are looking at August 1st, had a huge gap up here. So on August 1st, this stock opened up at, we opened at 30, so it's already got this point to break through here, so that's already kind of a bad idea to be getting into. That's 31. I want to see what it looks like way over here. It's got 31. Nothing really over here. Let's see if we can find some kind of pattern. I don't know. Not really seeing too much. It's kind of a broadening triangle here. Gapped right in the middle of it. Yeah, I don't know. There's obviously resistance here and it pulled back, and I mean it gapped right up into it. I think I just got kind of lucky here, honestly, that I ended up getting in on this trade all the way at the top here. But it got that 59 was that high. The high is 65 here, so around that 60 area. So around this 60 area is a little bit early where I got in. I bought in at 40 here. I don't know. It's kind of the same deal where I'm trading the pattern, but the daily's telling me something else here. I don't know. I think I got kind of lucky with that one, honestly. So we go to the next day. Alright, August 3rd. Looks like I skipped a day here, didn't take August 2nd. Took 2 trades, took data. I didn't label ABC. Why didn't I label ABC? So data was a breakout up. That's all I got on it. Ended up hitting my 1-to-1. Got in. Okay, now I see. So the trade never went against me. Ran up 75 cents for me. Ended up getting out 20 cents below that. So let's see what happened. Okay, I took it long at 69. Obviously looking for the break, kept tapping up against it, bouncing off the VWAP. Doesn't look like a terrible trade. Volume's obviously not great. I'm even looking at the daily here. I can't stand looking at it on that. So, data on August 3rd. Data August 3rd. August 3rd. Huge gap up. Right about the 69 area, gapped, opened up, pulled down really hard, came right back up. Obviously an earnings play. Probably a little bit of a gap fill here. Definitely not too bad. Yeah, he got up to 71 on the daily before he hit any really big resistance there. Nothing there. Ooh. Kinda something here. You can see it pulled back a little bit here. It's still kind of around this line here. Hasn't really broken out of it. Yeah, Let's see. Got the lines. Tapping it perfectly there. That would tell me that, again, I got kind of lucky on it, because I'm trying to trade a breakout where this trend line here has got 3 points on it, where it really, reversed as soon as it hit that line. So right here, where that line is actually a little bit above 69. So I took this trade down here. I took this trade all the way down here, right it up there. That's not bad. So we'll see how the trade played out. Slow mover. Volume's okay on the breakout. But we're moving up, so it's not bad. Not a bad deal at all. Not really seeing it's kind of a triangle with like a flat base on the top, and then it's kind of squeezing up here, and then we finally squeezed out of it and broke up. So that's a good deal. I didn't see when I took my profit here. So we got up to 67, 16-cent spread on this. There's got to be a hotkey to slow it down and speed it up as we go. So I got 69. I'm still holding on to it, and then it bumps down 11 cents. That should tell me to take my profit, and I did. So that's good. I still got a 20-cent spread. Yeah, I guess that wasn't a bad trade. I'm okay with that one. It was already up there before. I wish I could. Oh, there it was right there. I was just about to say, I wish I could see the 5-minute. Where is it? There it is. Okay. It's kind of got. Yeah, it's turning into an ascending triangle, or a rising wedge. But at the time, it wasn't quite there yet. So I kind of scalped it there for that 50-cent move. Not terrible. I'd probably take that trade again today. And then we got ABC. So what is ABC? So I am short ABC here. Again, it already looks like a falling wedge. I don't know. Okay, I'm short on under the whole number here. Now, to me, if anything, this looks like a bear trap, because it's got that wedge look to it, and it's underneath that whole number. So anybody like me that wants to short underneath that, you know, buyers can come in and take all those guys out and continue with the pattern that's showing. Went in my favor for a minute or two, but then immediately reversed on me. So I want to go look at that a little closer. Alright, ABC, August 3rd. Had a huge gap down. I shorted it. What was that, 83? 83. Shorted up here, kind of where a little bit of support is starting to show up. Not really much to look at. Yeah, it's not really doing anything for me. Neither is that. Yeah, no real trend lines to go off of, but I do want to see 5 minutes. This could take a minute. So that was on the 3rd. So I definitely took it underneath this 83 right here. So use this. Starting from the beginning, coming all the way over here, and then we got the green. Oh yeah. That is a falling wedge if I have ever seen a falling wedge in my life. So, I mean, it still made the move down too. But I definitely traded against the pattern. It squeezed up for a second, but came right back down, maybe because of the moving average. Sent me all the way back. Okay, so pattern didn't play out like the pattern thought I would, but it absolutely squeezed me out. That's probably right about where it turned around and never looked back too. So that might have been an issue of I know I definitely wanted to cut my losses early. I took what, 100 shares on it, so 50-cent risk. Never got up there again, and I mean it would have turned into a winner, but again, I'm trading against the pattern, and that's just something I don't want to be doing. Day 71, August 4th. Took one trade on Yelp before we break out up. It was a high of day off of the first pullback. Risk below there. I was in. I took 50 shares. Oh, okay. 50 shares ended up moving in my favor, so would have hit my full 1-to-1 on it. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's my pre-market stuff. So Yelp here, fairly early in the day, saw that it bounced off of 39, struggling to stay below the VWAP, and now we're moving up. Looks like I got a late entry. I'm sure I didn't want to get in that late. Okay, yeah, moved up pretty quick on me. So I got about 10 cents of slippage. Need to be sure that I'm using the right orders. Looks like it's just grinding up. Slowly but surely. And this is the daily. It doesn't looks like a good gap fill. It's a good gap fill trade, but the way that I've been trading, you know, it'd be amazing if I get 2 points out of a trade the way that I've been trading. Level 2 looks okay. Kind of getting a little bit of pullback, seeing some dojis shooting stars. Volume's still great. Level 2 looks good. The EMA is finally coming up. SMA. You know, when I take a trade like this now, I need to be prepared for it to come back to the VWAP and retest. So I took it all the way, what was that, about 50 cents away from the VWAP at the time. Alright, so now we're hitting that 40 level. Starting to see an ascending wedge, rising wedge forming. So if it would break 40, I would want to make sure that I'm taking my profits. It's a huge buyer. Okay, that got up to, I saw 40.20, and it's back there again. And it looks like I'm Took me a minute to take my profit. I did. Stock's got room for another 80 cents to move. Doesn't look like I'm gonna let it though. Yep, just take my profits and run. Ended up covering the rest back down at that 40. I don't know what it did for the rest of the day though. Let's see. So that was August 4th. So August 4th didn't do anything. Am I looking at this right? Oh, that's a 2016. How in the world did I get the 2016? August 4th, huge gap up. Ended up going to, yeah, I pretty much just about caught the top of it. Ended up pulling back and hovered around 40 for the rest of the day, so traded that about as well as I could have. Yeah, not really anything here, just another gap to fill. Okay, not a bad trade. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything, so that was okay. That was alright. So we got 2 trades that I took that were okay, and 1 trade that was lucky, and the rest were no's. So again, I traded against the pattern on that ABC, which I need to label that. So we got TSN on August 7th. So I'm long, thinking it's a nice bull flag. Kind of a rising wedge, but that's something I'll have to ask my mentor about. If I'm seeing 2 patterns at once here, because I got a bull flag, but again, it's on the 1 minute, it's not the 5 minutes. So it's not, I need to be seeing the bigger time frame to get the bigger picture. But if there's like a conflict of 2 patterns, I wonder what he thinks. At 25. Decent breakout up. We're a ways away from the VWAP. And it's definitely turning into a, well, no, not so much a wedge. Man, it's more forming like a channel. Okay, I let this. It's up a little bit, but put a stop in at 20 to get out, and took a $5 loser on it. Okay, so first, before I do anything, TSN. Let's breakout up, high of day. This was on the 7th. On the 7th. August 7th, we were all the way up here, and that was at 67.25. Yeah. And you can see you got these 2 points right here that are pretty close, even though we were above it. I suppose it was close enough because it did end up coming back down, and you see we're still sitting below those, so that definitely made a difference. And then we got WB. WB. Went for the breakout of 83. Had a very nice quick move up. Not enough. And he just turned right around against me. Again, because I'm playing the 1 minute, I'm not giving these stocks enough time to really set and do anything. Because the way that I've been trading is if it hits my stop level, I'm out of the trade, totally. And the way that my mentor's been teaching me is to wait, and especially, for instance, not just play on the 1 minute, because the 1 minute there's just too much stuff going on. The 5 minute lets you sit back, analyze, really see what the major trend is doing compared to the 1 minute where everything is everywhere and it's just too much to handle at one time. So yeah, WB had a nice little breakout pop there for 30 cents, but I mean, that's nothing. And again, it's not really a wedge, but it's close. It's close to a wedge. So there, again, I'm almost kind of trading against the pattern. I need to, because most of these breakout trades that I'm taking are pretty much all wedges, is something that I'm starting to notice. Same with reversals. All of those are wedges. And it makes sense for a reversal to trade a wedge, because if it's a falling wedge and you want to long it and it's a reversal trade, that would make sense. But I'm sitting here looking at these breakout trades, trying to trade a long against these wedges where they end up being, you know, bull or bear traps. So I'm going to take a 5 minute break or so, and then I will be right back to finish up the rest of these stocks. Okay, I am back. Make sure OBS still works. So the next trade that I took was AA for a high of day breakout on the first pullback, and it was a breakout down. So what is this? What is this cores trade then? Cause I definitely took a trade right here. Oh, you know what this was? This was one of my error trades. I remember this. I didn't record this trade because I accidentally clicked the button. I didn't mean to click the button, and I clicked the button, but I didn't mean to click the button, so ended up obviously losing money. Okay, here's my actual trade that I meant to take on the day. Oh, this is horrible. So this is an absolute rising wedge. Let's just see what happens. So definitely looking for the long over 39. Pretty nice breakout on volume. Took 500 shares, so I'm trying to get 10 cents. Can't last too much longer here. Okay, made that move up to 9 cents. I think this might have been that trade that was a penny away from my spot, and then it turned all the way against me. Yes, it does. Okay, so a couple things. Yeah, it made the move. Yeah, it got me my 10 cents, but on a bigger time frame like the 5, that 10 cents means absolutely nothing. I'm sitting here trying to take a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio when I should really be looking for something like a 1-to-5. And noticing that this is a rising wedge makes me realize that you can get a 1-to-5 on this. Obviously, we're above a ton of points of support here, so there's nothing overhead that makes this want to move down since we're already all the way up here. So I mean, at the time, yeah, it was only a penny away from my take profit point, and I didn't take anything. And you know, playing the 1 minute, you don't really get that kind of opportunity to sit and wait and hold just to see what happens and everything. So I mean, 2 mistakes on that trade. Actually, yeah, that was probably like 3 or 4 mistakes. Let's look at the daily too. This was the 8th. So on the 8th, we are this green candle here. And I took it long over. Took it long at about 39. It's 39 right about here. Again, more resistance. That was a very ugly trade that at one point was a winner that shouldn't have been a winner. This is a bad trade. That is a bad trade and will forever remain a bad trade. I'm putting that as an error. So we're gonna go to day 74. So we got 3 trades here, 2 on EVH. Very ugly day here, loss of $155. Let's see what we could have prevented. Alright, so we got a low of day, wall with breakouts down. Looks like I took it twice here. I probably failed on me once and then I took it again, I'm sure, on the 1 minute time frame, so there's no real good stop points or anything that I took on it. So let's see. Looking at EVH for a break underneath 19, volume is okay. Pattern's okay, there's not really a, oh look at that, I got an early entry. I put myself in, shorten it at 10 cents and immediately take the $38 loss. Okay. Well, I'm fairly certain what I wanted to do was take 500 shares around this with a 10-cent stop loss in the hopes that it was going to bounce up, but you can't trade what you think is going to happen, you have to trade what you see. I don't really see a wedge or anything on this. It just kind of bounced off it and then now it's come back up and curling back over to see and retest the area. So that's an error. That was an early entry trade that I probably shouldn't have even tried to take that big of size for an early entry with only, so it was a 5-cent mover too, so I mean I only risked 15 cents, which is more like 3 cents because it moves in groups of 5. So that was bad. This is the 9th. So I had a big move down followed by another big move down here. I think I said what, 19? Yeah, 19 and 19 again. So 19, again, more areas of support here. You can see it hit this area and then it never looked back. You know, now that I'm looking at these things, I mean, there's so many of these trades during this month that I shouldn't have taken. With the way that I'm trading and the way that my mind is right now, I probably would have only taken, out of these already 16 trades, I probably would have taken maybe like 4 of them. So I mean, this whole month was just a whole bunch of sitting really and looking at, waiting for nothing. But anyway, back to the video. Took it again, short underneath. Had a move down, spiked straight back up. Doesn't even care, and I am totally out of the trade for a nice $70 loser. Kind of same situation with Z here. Flat base at the 43. Let's look. This is the 9th, right? 9th. August 9th had a big gap down. I said it was 43, so it looks like it tapped this area. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, these are all areas of support, so it's not the worst, but it's absolutely not the best. I already know what happens to losers, so I'm in. It's just bouncing all over the place here. Oh, I didn't even take that Z trade. Okay, hold on a second. What is this? F-Gen. It's kind of a wedge. Not really clean though. You can see we're just kind of barely moving out of it now. And it looks like I am trying to long it, actually. Oh, this is a, okay, this is going to be a bottom reversal, isn't it? Yes, it is. Bottom reversal. The wall. What is this? What am I doing? Okay, I see what's going on here. So it's failing to break this 47 level, so I labeled it a wall and a breakout up as well as a bottom reversal. Spies down. I'm long 150 here. Oh, it looks like it stopped me out pretty quick. Yeah. That's the first. I only took 2 reversal trades this whole month. That's crazy. I don't know. I didn't get a chance. Let's go to. It's gonna mess me up with the changing the numbers and everything. 15. I want to look at 9 here. So it was right there. No, it wasn't. It wasn't there either. That must have been later in the day. What's going on? What am I doing? So that's at 47. It's all the way up here. So that this little blip right here is all I'm trying to trade. Out of all this stuff that's going on the bigger time frame, this little tiny candle is all that I'm taking. You know, it's kind of forming a doji. I can see obviously why I'm trying to take a reversal on it. And then again, that was right at the open. So if that's there at the 47 level, I don't know why it sent me all the way back to 2016. So if I'm looking at this on the 9th at 47, there should be some point in here that I should be trying to make it move back up here. So we go back there is no point. Okay, that was a I don't know what that was, but it wasn't great. Possibly got in too early. Maybe need to think about waiting for confirmation, because I got in at the point that I'm trying to see it break out of. But obviously if it never has enough strength to break out of that area, then you know it's just gonna keep moving down, and that's what it did. So maybe my reversals I really need to wait for confirmation, which again I wrote down as my mistake earlier, is getting in too early. Reversals I need to let it get there. So now I only got 3 more trades left in the month. So what was that? 20 days I took 3 trades. So we got Macy's for a low of day, double tap, breakout down. So we got Macy's under this 22 level. See, it's tapping up here. I'd probably take 250, 200 shares. A little bit of a wedge coming. It's probably at the point right now. Oh, I missed it. No, but I put in a limit order, got in at 22. That's interesting move by me. I won't say that's bad or good. Oh, I see that big buyer there. Got taken out though. Looking like it's wanting to move. Not a lot of follow through, definitely not a breakout that I like. It's probably on those kind of style breakout trades that I'm trying to take here. If it makes a move and doesn't continue that move, I know that the best breakouts that I have move quick, fast, immediately. They never turn around, they never look back. So if I'm sitting here looking at this, and I'm looking at this candle right here, or even maybe this candle right here, or even this little doji right there, why would I want to sit and wait for this thing to run all the way back up to where my stop is, when I've known for the past 4 minutes that it isn't one of the best trades that I got? So mistakes made. Dump my bad trades earlier. Dump my bad trades earlier. Breakouts are supposed to never look back. Why do I want to wait and let the stock run all the way back to my stop loss just to see if the pattern is going to work? So that's something that I definitely need to work on. I already did these two, but I'll do them again. Interestingly enough, I got a bunch of videos in here. What is this? This is the 15th, 21st. I don't think it was the 21st. No, it wasn't. DSW, here we go. I already remember this trade. I was looking at it. That's not it. DSW. Oh, forget it. Look at it on the daily. On this, much easier to see. So I had this huge gap up here, big candlestick up here, big wick up at 1940. I took it long around this 19 area. It went right up to that 40, turned straight back down, almost lost a point and a half. Basically when I'm looking at this stock, there's kind of a wedge, it's not too great looking. There's a giant wedge in the process of being made. Actually looks much better whenever you put it over there. So we'll see what happens around here, but looks like it's kind of starting to break out now. So I ended up taking this trade. Now that I'm seeing it, it opened up around here, so it opened up outside of this trend line. And the next point of resistance is this 40 area. I still took the trade anyway. And I mean, it clipped that 40 and turned straight back around. So I mean, I did what I wanted to do on it. I got that 40 cents on it, but I mean, that's a pretty risky trade, I'd say. That's putting on all of your risk just to make that quick 40-cent move. I mean, it worked, but that's not something that I would want to base my entire style of trading around, is just those quick 40-cent moves. Because I don't want to be a scalper. I want to look for the moves. I want the big moves. I want the long, big 5-minute moves. So now we got Momo on the 24th. That's the 23rd. So this should be Momo. Momo took Momo long at 38. I remember talking about this. Just another rising wedge, and we got the 200 EMA, which is now above, only barely. I'm always drawing that bottom trend line, but I'm never drawing that top one. Again, it's another, in this case it's kind of a, but from over here it's more of a, it's better looking if you draw that top one there. So, I mean, I got in at 38 and just immediately bouncing all up around, up and down. Stop loss too tight. Again, trading against the patterns. Stop loss too tight. I need to write that one down again. end of that. So overall, reviewing your trades is always good. You always see almost immediately what it is that's going wrong or what's going right, what you need to work on, what you need to improve, what you need to make the most out of. Really bad month. I sit here, a week into my mentor sessions, and I'm already looking back at this month, just seeing how many mistakes I've made. But at the same time, I'm seeing how little I would be trading if I knew what I know now. I mean, most of these trades I wouldn't be taking. I might have only taken, 4 or 5 trades for the entire month, which is crazy to think about. But I really need to start opening up my strategy in my mind to taking more trades around the VWAP. But that'll just come in the future sessions with my mentor, obviously. So main September goals that I need to work on for this month coming up is not taking gap trades into resistance, not trading against the pattern, recognizing the pattern that is showing. I need to make sure that I'm not getting in too early, especially on reversals. I need to let them get there. I need to dump my bad breakout trades quicker. If a breakout is supposed to never look back after it breaks out of that area, why would I want to wait and see if it'll go down farther when I know that if it's a good breakout, if I know it's a good breakout and it's a confirmed breakout, then I want to let it ride. But if it's going to turn right back around, there's no point in sitting around ready to, turn, 0.8 R against me or something crazy like that. And then last, I got my stop losses too tight. I need to start basing them off of the 5s instead of the 1s. Gives me that extra little bit of room. Plus, now that I know what the patterns are looking like, the 5s are going to be my big time frame that I'm looking at. So clearly much to work on, as always. Always improving, always getting better. Definitely excited to be working with my mentor. Plenty of work to do with him as well. Tons of sessions left. So if you made it through this whole video, I hope that it helps you in any way possible. If you're not doing review sessions, I highly suggest that you do review sessions, because you always see things that you never saw before. So thanks again for watching, and I will be back again to trade on Tuesday.